Squat low, squat low.
Like, how low?
Squat low.
How low?
Squat low.
Just get on your knees.
A lot of people ask me how I got into fitness. I got into fitness in the weirdest way. When I was 13, 14, I was super small, super skinny, and all of my homies' older brothers, they just got out of jail and they were super jacked at the time. This is before they took away all the weights because all the inmates started getting really, really buff and they're beating up the guards. So they're like, all right, we gotta take these weights away because these inmates are getting way too jacked because they were probably running Smolov or Shake or some other crazy shit. And they came out and we had nothing to do. We'd just be chilling in the garage and they'll be like, yo, little homie, come over and lift with us. And I started lifting and I caught the lifting bug. I just really, really enjoyed lifting. Fast forward to when I started training on my own, I got really into bodybuilding. I used to watch all of Ronnie Coleman's videos, Branch Warren, Jay Cutler, all the OGs. And websites didn't really exist at the time, so I would subscribe to a bunch of different magazines, Muscle and Fitness, Iron Mag. People were wearing stringers, and I always secretly wanted to wear a stringer, but then I was too small. And people had those big ass MC Hammer pants, and I wanted to wear those, but then I didn't want to be the only Asian guy wearing like a bunch of weird ass shit. But I was really into bodybuilding, and I got myself up to about 220 pounds, and I was repping 225 for 8 on the seated military, so I got pretty strong. And then when I got into the military, I realized that all of the bodybuilding that I did was not applicable to any of the endeavors I were doing. So dummy drags, going on hikes with a 40-pound sack, army crawling, doing all that, and I was like, okay, cool. I have a lot of muscle, but none of it is applicable to my current situation. So I started to scale back on bodybuilding, and I transferred more into circuit style training and a little bit more athletic training. And then finally, when I got out of the Marine Corps, I was about 190 pounds and I felt pretty well rounded. And at that time, I started playing basketball a lot with a lot of the JK crew, with Joe, David, Khalif, Jason Chen. And I'm like, okay, cool. How can I get faster? How can I touch the rim? How can I be a better basketball player? And I was also doing MMA and Muay Thai at the time. And how can I just move and have faster hips and just be overall more Spider-Man-ish? And then after I was training like that for a while, I hit another wall and I ran out of goals to keep pushing me. And although I love training, I always feel like training is the same as saving money. Of course, everyone loves money, right? But without an exact goal, I want to buy a house, I want to save up money to buy a car, I want to buy my girlfriend something, you're just going to be spending regularly and maybe put away like 5–10% of your savings. And that's kind of how I felt my training was going. I was just training, going through the motions, and I do push myself a little bit harder, but I don't have that goal at the end of the tunnel. And then randomly I came across powerlifting and I was like, hey, I'm like 170 right now, I've been athletic training, and I wonder how I'll do against other people that are 165. That's not too bad of a cut. And I cut down to 165, did my first powerlifting meet, and I deadlifted 501, and this is back in 2013, and I was completely hooked. Woo! The reason I was hooked is because for the first time in my fitness career, I was able to quantify and track my progress. When you're bodybuilding, you just lift and eat and sleep and lift and eat and sleep, and you have your friends do negatives, and then you're passing the weights off to each other, and you're just trying to get this huge pump in your eat, and you hope that every 3 months when you measure your arms, it's growing a 1/4 inch. A lot of it is in hope, a lot of it is you against the mirror, but there's no objective number to see if you really are getting buffer or if you really are getting stronger. With powerlifting, you can see yourself adding 5 pounds a week or 5 pounds a month or 30 pounds to your entire total a year, and you can track that progress. You can see, okay, these exercises work for me because this year I was able to add 50 pounds to my total, whereas these exercises don't work well for me. And it's a much more quantifiable experiment on your body. And the thing that really inspired me the most, when you go to these powerlifting meets, there's always some super strong badasses, You got some super strong girls deadlifting 300 and even 400 now, but the ones that really, really inspire me are the old ass grandmas and grandpas. I think one of the first meets I've ever been to, probably the third meet, and I was probably squatting 330 at the time. I go to this meet and there's a 70-year-old grandpa and he squats 405. And I'm like, dude, this is a lifelong sport. This is for me, because I know I love fitness and I know I love training, but I need that goal. I need that carrot at the end of the stick to really push my training and to really focus my training so I could take my body to the next level. Because I think that's what fitness is really about. Regardless if you're a CrossFitter, weightlifter, powerlifter, bodybuilder, what you're trying to do is change. You have your current status, but you want to be better than your current status. You want to reach your potential. And with powerlifting, there's limitless goals that you can set for yourself, and you can track your progress as you get there. And when I saw that, I was like, you know what? I'm a powerlift for life.
Really slow. Take 5 seconds. 5 seconds to come down. Right. Slow, 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 slow.
That shit's hard. What did I do?
So if you love fitness too, and you love training, but you just can't quite find the discipline or the style of training that really hooks you, I highly recommend powerlifting. It's extremely fun. There's a great community out there, and there's a lot of great role models and extremely strong people out there now. And I think more importantly, with the birth of the internet, there's a lot of great information and knowledge that's being shared all over the place. So unlike when I first started, where you have to go to the deep dark web and find these conspiracy powerlifting programs, there's a lot of legit ones and a lot of legit coaches these days. And your powerlifting career can take off very quickly. I've seen a lot of people who were deadlifting 300 go to 500 in 1 year. It's possible with the right coaching. And I think more importantly than just fitness, powerlifting teaches you those lessons that you can really take into your life. Yeah, bodybuilding can too, and I always see all these fitness entrepreneurs posting things like this on their Instagram and on their social media, where they're like, you know what, when you train hard and you set goals for yourself, and you're able to take that into your business, into your lifestyle, and that's super correct. There's nothing against bodybuilding, but the problem is, just like how I experienced bodybuilding, where a lot of it is you just put in mad work and you hope for results, I feel like you take that exact same mindset into your life, into your business. So you might be like, you know what, I want to better the relationship with my mom, so I'm just gonna buy her a fuck ton of purses, and you just buy a bunch of purses. But what if what your mom needed was you to spend more time with her? And that's the beauty of powerlifting, where you're troubleshooting. There's accessories, you're training your weaknesses, and you're really pinpointing and targeting and figuring out the specific things that you need to do to better yourself as a lifter. And that type of precise mentality transfers over to your life way more, in my opinion. So I really feel like powerlifting, if you're looking for that style of training and discipline to take you to the next level, and also a mentality that can cross over into your life, powerlifting is it.